You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A fender bender led to a high-speed police chase in the city of Hazleton Wednesday. A Hazleton police officer was with a driver of a disabled vehicle waiting to be picked up by a family member in the area of Church and 19th Streets. While the family member pulled over to pick up the driver, she was struck by a GMC driven by 30-year-old Joshua Yencho of Drums. Yencho left the scene at a high rate of speed, but was stopped shortly afterwards and taken into custody. He was found in possession of multiple drug paraphernalia items and was operating the vehicle with a suspended license. He was charged with fleeing and eluding, damage of property, and possession of a controlled substance, among several other similar charges. No one was reportedly injured during yesterday's incident. City police are on the lookout for a vehicle that drove into a house and fled the scene early Tuesday morning in Hazleton. Police responded to the 200 block of East Hemlock Street just after 1 Tuesday morning for a report of a vehicle that drove into a house. It was determined that the vehicle struck the occupied residence and proceeded to flee the scene. No injuries were reported, but police are now looking for a silver/gray Honda Pilot or SUV with major front-end damage. Anyone with any information on the vehicle matching this description is being asked to contact the Hazleton Police Department. Schools across the map continue to work out how they'll educate students safely. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has more on Marion Catholic's game plan to bring back all its students.
As schools begin to approach the coming academic year, Marion Catholic High School is preparing for a full return. We spoke with new head of school, Reverend Hoffa, on reopening.
So recently we approved our health and safety return to school policy, and this will include all of our students returning back to school 5 days a week in full session. We are providing a virtual plan if families, because of a pre-existing condition or extreme health concerns due to the pandemic, want to have a remote option.
Amongst the list of new steps to provide safety, the school is retrofitting their gymnasium ticket booth into an entrance point for all students. They will have an automated temperature taking system and an increase in hygienic products such as hand sanitizer and soap.
Our students will be given 2 masks from the school. They have the opportunity to purchase additional masks. It'll be a uniform mask that we'll use throughout the year. And in the classrooms, we'll be practicing social distancing. And so if we can achieve the 6 feet of social distancing, students will be permitted to take their mask off in the classroom, etc. But our plan right now is a full return to education, starting with our freshman orientation on Monday, August 31st.
A number of weeks ago, Marion was given a template plan from the Diocese of Allentown, which was a mirror of the plan from the Pennsylvania Department of Education.
We took that plan and filled out all the proper areas, took into account what was going on in the classrooms, hallways, before school, after school, all the different sanitizing procedures and things of that nature. And so we met with parents via Zoom meetings, we met with our faculty via Zoom meetings, we have had a number of administrative meetings here in the school, met with our custodial staff, and did all of the proper procedures. The plan was approved by the diocese by the proper standards, taking in the CDC and the Pennsylvania Department of Health and Department of Education standards as well.
Freshman orientation is on August 31st, and returning students will come back the next day, September 1st.
I just can't wait for them to come back to school. As the new head of school here at Marion Catholic, and having been involved last year, I know the great education that our school is able to provide for students and by extension to their families. And we're just so excited for them to come back. We're excited for our fall sports and our band and our music department and all the other extracurriculars to get started. So it's going to be a great time here in August leading into September, and we're looking forward, despite the pandemic, and doing all the health procedures that we need, the health and safety procedures that we need to bring our students back and to get them thriving again here at Marion Catholic High School.
Reporting from Marion Catholic High School in Tamaqua with WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thanks, Phil. The Hazleton area school district's asking parents and guardians who haven't taken a return to school survey yet to contact administration. The survey is asking parents whether they want their children to return to in-person classes this fall or just study from home. School employees began making phone calls about a week ago, but encountered difficulties with some families that have changed their phone numbers and email addresses. Parents can call the district at 570-459-3221 to participate in the survey. A special virtual meeting will be held Tuesday, August 4th at 5:30 p.m. concerning the district's reopening plans. The agenda can be viewed by visiting the district's website. 2 people are facing child endangerment charges after their Southside home was condemned by Hazleton code enforcement officers. Authorities stopped at 243 South Pine Street back in May and discovered that the home was unfit for human habitation. 34-year-old Jason Bach and 25-year-old Alyssa Lindsay both lived there with a 2-year-old boy and 3-month-old girl. The home was reportedly dirty, cluttered with scrap metal, and had exposed wiring with non-working lights. The couple shared a bedroom with the children, which was allegedly coated in debris. While authorities inspected the house, they found the infant on a dirty bed with no support to keep her from rolling off, and the toddler placed in a child's car seat on the floor, attempting to put screws and pieces of metal in its mouth. Bach and Lindsay face a count of child endangerment each. Luzerne County Children and Youth required the family to move into a different home after the Pine Street residence was condemned by city code enforcement officers. Wilkes-Barre police are looking for the person or persons involved in Wednesday's early morning home invasion. Police were called shortly after 2 yesterday morning for a report of a break-in at a Warren Street home on the south side of the city. The victim said he went to check out a noise he heard on the first floor, but as he started turning on the lights, the suspect hit and knocked him out. He awoke to find his roommate's bedroom ransacked and that items were allegedly stolen. Anyone with information on the incident is being asked to contact the Wilkes-Barre Police Department as the investigation continues. This week's positive case count spiked in 3/4 of our viewing area, though it's not clear why. Luzerne, Carbon, and Schuylkill counties' positive case counts this week reportedly spiked. Good news? None of the above reported any new deaths. Over the past 14 days, both Carbon and Schuylkill counties exceeded the 50 cases per 100,000 residents threshold. Carbon added 2 new cases Wednesday to bring its total to 356, while Schuylkill added 7 to bring its total to 867. The State Department of Health also reported 35 new cases in Luzerne County Tuesday and 34 new cases Wednesday. Daily positive county case counts showed a steep surge since early May, making Tuesday's tally its highest daily total since May 10th. Luzerne County Manager David Pedry reportedly reached out to the governor's office and State Health Department for answers. Coming up on WYLN News, the rundown on all things involving pesky ticks and mosquitoes, plus Jim Thorpe hits pause on its football season. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
It's me again, LJ. Get your umbrella now because it's about to get wet.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. Because I don't use my cell phone when I'm driving, even though my family does and leaves me all alone. Here's something else. I don't share it with Mom. Right, Mom? I have a brand new putter you don't even know about. It's awesome.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
It's that time of the season for keeping an eye out for pesky ticks and mosquitoes. Our Julie Stefanovich has some advice from a lawn care expert on how to keep the bugs away.
Summer's in full swing, and so are the pests. They're not only bothersome, but can be dangerous too. Take the tick, for example. The tiny, hard-to-spot insects can transmit Lyme disease and cause other health problems in humans and pets.
It's important to know that, there's a lot more diseases out there than Lyme disease. There's a ton of them. There's even one called alpha-gal syndrome that's making its way around, and it is a horrible disease that makes you allergic to meat, makes you break out, and this is just one of the many diseases that these insects carry.
Ticks aren't found only in trees. They can also make your backyard their hangout spot too.
Ticks love any sort of shady, dark spot, so they travel across long grass. They get picked up by you or by your dog, your kids, and they actually hop on blades of grass.
Giroux Tree and Lawn has tips on how to protect your property from the little nuisances.
So it's not just about the tick sprays, which are also great, but it's really about keeping your yard clean, keeping your lawn mowed, keeping your trees pruned back well, which is also great, to avoid storm damage. But when you get a lot of sunlight down into the yard, that is going to keep ticks away.
Also, watch out for critters.
Deer, they're one of the top things that bring ticks onto your property, but so do other little critters that love to live in underbrush. So if you've got like a pile of wood sitting in your backyard, or if you have a lot of overgrown bushes in the back there, you really need to get that cleaned up.
It's also wise to take precautions against mosquitoes, as they are known for carrying diseases too.
You can get spray treatments for yourself, and you can, at the stores, you can get the spray treatments that come in the cans off. Anything with DEET is the way to go. That's how you're going to deter those mosquitoes.
Watch out for mosquito breeding places around your home and backyard.
Another great way to deter them is to just make sure that you don't have any standing water anywhere. Mosquitoes, they multiply very fast, and if you have buckets outside or a bird bath, anything like that, you need to turn over that water as much as you can. You can get pellets to stick into your bird bath or your pond that will prevent mosquitoes from multiplying.
Giroux Tree and Lawn, located in the Huntington Valley, specializes in tree service, lawn care, and mosquito and tick control programs. Visit GirouxTree.com for more info. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks for making my skin crawl, Julie. President Donald Trump took to Twitter to express delaying the 2020 presidential election, calling it, quote, the most inaccurate and fraudulent election in history. According to the National Constitution Center, federal elections dates are set by Congress, and the Constitution makes no provisions for a delay to the January 20th, 2021 presidential inauguration. In other words, delaying elections would be tough. Many Republicans worry about Trump's tweets against mail-in voting might shy away GOP voters from taking advantage of what's believed to be the easiest and safest way to vote right now. Despite Trump's tweets, though, several states already loosened their mail-in voting restrictions in light of the pandemic. So far, there's no concrete evidence of widespread voter fraud through mail-in voting, even in states with all mail-in votes. Jim Thorpe football's the latest team to pandemic-postponed summer workouts after a positive test came back from a player that may have had contact with another. Superintendent John Ruszewski issued a statement Tuesday on the incident and suspended summer workouts for at least 14 days. Lucky for the rest of Jim Thorpe's fall athletes, no other sports were affected by the decision, and they continue to practice. Ruszewski stated that the district followed DOH guidelines and strives to take extra precautions for the safety of its students and athletes. Players get their temperatures checked before the start of every practice. are properly screened and complete a 5-question survey regarding possible symptoms or contacts with anyone COVID positive. Jim Thorpe's football season openers still on for August 28th against Blue Mountain. Here's a reminder about the approaching deadline to apply for COVID-19 fire and EMS grants. Fire, rescue, and EMS companies have until 4 p.m. Friday, August 7th, to apply for a one-time state grant to assist with extra coronavirus crisis expenses. $50 million was made available through the Office of State Fire Commissioner, providing direct financial relief to first responders impacted by the pandemic in Pennsylvania. $44 million of that will go to fire and rescue, while EMS will get the remaining $6 million. Funds will fill the gaps in operational expenses brought on by virus mitigation measures that caused the lack of fundraising opportunities and inability to bring in revenue. More information can be found at osfc.pa.gov. Coming up on Jim Thorpe's News Choice, we take a trip down to the Carbon County Animal Shelter in Community and You. Plus, we've got another local food distribution for you. Stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
What's on TV? Plenty. WYLN TV 35, the best in local programming.
Through the pandemic, the staff at Carbon County Animal Shelter in Esquehoning have been taking care of the dogs, clients, as well as themselves, as they continue to operate while following health and safety guidelines.
The shelter's been hanging in there. It's been a little crazy. We've had to adjust things. We just started last month doing adoptions by appointment. Our big day is Saturday, so I make sure I'm here on Saturday and we greet people. We limit the amount of people that come in at one time. We ask people to wear masks when they're inside the building, and we're just taking it day by day and doing the best we can.
The staff has been extra busy as volunteerism has been limited due to the virus.
We have a lot of good people that volunteer and help us out, and that's been limited because of the virus, so we had to cut back on that. So it makes it a little bit harder, a little more work for us, less interaction. We miss our volunteers, and our pups miss them too, but we're getting through it. We want everybody to stay safe and healthy, and we're doing the best we can to make sure that happens.
At the beginning of the pandemic, the shelter saw a decrease in dogs being brought in. But as time progressed, the numbers have risen.
So I think it contributed contributed to the fact that people were home. They were watching their dog. They weren't let it run loose. So in the beginning, it was a very positive sign and a good thing for the shelter. But just recently, it started to increase, and more dogs have been let loose, and more dogs are on the run, and we've been picking them up. And some people claim them, some people don't. So I see it now as we're going in reverse, where in the very beginning it was a positive thing for the shelter, but now it seems to be, back to where we were, where more dogs are coming in on a daily basis.
Which brings up the need for adoption. Connors told us about the procedures for those who are interested in bringing home a new companion.
Our adoptions now are by appointment, and most of the time it's on Saturdays. So we'll set you up with a time, we ask you to come, we walk you through the shelter. When you walk through our shelter, every dog goes crazy. They bark, they jump, they growl, they knock over water dishes. They're all normal dogs on a leash, but you get a sense of a dog that may be good for you. Then you'll come outside of the kennel area, outside where we could talk, where the barking's not stops, and then we discuss what dog you might be interested in. If the dog is up to date on its shots, you're welcome to take it for a nice walk. Depending on the heat of the day, it could be anywhere from 10 minutes to a half hour or more. And then you're required to come back again. So it's always 2 visits. You can at least 2 visits. You can never come and just walk in, get a dog, and walk out. It doesn't work like that. We don't think that's in the best interest of the dogs. Some of our dogs that have been here longer, then we would ask you to make multiple visits until they got used to you and we were sure that it was the right fit. So we work with everybody. We try to work around schedules when possible for people when they have special needs, and we do the best we can to help people get the right dog for them.
You can visit the Carbon County Animal Shelter's Facebook page to view animals up for adoption, or call them at 570-325-4828 for more information.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown the Hometown Village Square.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman on WYLN TV 35. Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 4, Sundays at 9.
Since the last one was such a success, Holy Rosary Parish will be having another drive-through food distribution next month. Thanks to the Weinberg NE Regional Food Bank, Luzerne County residents can drive on through the parish's next food distribution on Monday, August 10th, starting at 2. Be sure to park in the main parish parking lot at 240 South Poplar Street in Hazleton for registration, where you'll then be directed to the rear of the church for food pickup. Please wear a mask and remain in your vehicles for the safety and well-being of all guests and volunteers. Food boxes will be placed directly in your vehicle for you. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor.